What's up, everybody? Clinton Foshee here, the Front Porch Chronicles, and we're taking it international today. We're going all the way to India with a good friend of mine, Shakib Sayyed. How's it going, Bob?
Everything is fine, and I'm very excited to give interview. And I was thinking to talk about my journey, and I'm very excited to talk about my journey with you. And I want to share my journey with
Awesome.
everyone all over the world. And I think it's
Awesome. I appreciate it.
I think it's very important to fighter to share his journey. And at the end of the day, fighter is an entertainer.
At the end of the day, fighters are humans too, and I think that's the thing that people get a lot of times mixed
Yeah, yeah.
up. For the people who don't know you, explain who you are outside of fighting.
So outside of the fighting, I'm just a normal guy. I just finished my college last year, my graduation, and I'm 23-year old. At the first, I just started MMA just for fun, as my coach told me that I can go deeper into this game, and I have special talent.
Yeah, I watched a couple of your fights, and you definitely have some skills.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm doing this from last 5 years, and I'm very
Awesome.
hungry for my future.
Who were you growing up as a kid? How were you?
As a growing kid, I was like in school. I always a bully. Like I, I used to beat up kids from my neighborhood, and the complaints all over the neighbors coming. You can see my knuckles. Like I used to punch a lot, and the teeth of the people. I don't know. You can see it or not. This is the teeth.
Yeah.
I used
Wow.
to fight a lot in a street fight. Like when I was a kid, I used to involve in street fights a lot. From a beginning, the age 6 or 7, I was just like I used to watch Brock Lesnar when I was a kid.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's my
What's
favorite fighter.
one thing in your background that helped shape you?
My grandfather was in army, Indian army.
Yeah.
He like always used to told me that you should go in army, you should go in navy. It was his dream that I should do a serve to my country. I actually wanted to be a MMA fighter from like when I was a 7 or 8 year old kid. I started watching UFC. Actually, I used to watch a WWE, but then I realized that this is a just scripted thing. Then I need to watch something
Yeah.
real. Then I got into a UFC. I saw some Brock Lesnar's UFC fights, and that like I was like, why he's not giving him F5? Why he's not giving him suplex? Then I realized that this is a real shit.
it's it's hard to do those suplexes in MMA fight.
But I mean, you have to take someone's back to give him suplex. But in WWE, you can just take a back and give suplex, then another suplex, then another suplex, and someone is jumping off the rope and he's still sleeping. And like I was a kid.
If fighting didn't exist, what would you be doing right?
I think I will be in army. As I told you, my grandfather was forcing me a
Yeah.
lot to be in army. He used to send me to the camp, to summer camps of training. Like I used to run away from that camp because if someone is pushing me hard, if someone is punishing me, I don't like that. Like I was like a very aggressive kid as a kid. I used to shout at everyone, and I used to fight. I don't see if someone is elder than me and whatever. I was just an angry little kid who always who grew up watching UFC, Brock Lesnar and Tony Ferguson.
I was the same way as you. What do you think that it was? I actually joined the army myself and I left. I was like, this ain't for me. Because, like you, if somebody yells at me or comes aggressive at me or tells me I have to do something, I will rebuke it. I won't do it at all. But if you come to me and you ask me and you say, hey, you know what, let's do this together, I'll literally do anything, but it's all in how you ask. So
Yeah,
let
yeah,
me,
yeah.
what was it do you think that made you that way? I know for me, I had a lot of trauma as a kid. So it made me a very
I
angry
think
person. So
I think it's just inside of me somewhere hidden. Actually live. My actual home is in Pune, which is 130
uh-huh.
kilometer away from this, and I am actually living in Mumbai right now. And when I come to the college in Mumbai, I saw my coach Abhijit Petkar. He's a second ranked middleweight fighter in South Asia. He recently fought at JCK MMA in China, and I saw his
Yeah.
fights, and I get close. I just joined as a like group sessions in his gym, Brawlers MMA gym. Then I think like I just started getting know that I am better in this. I can do this. And when I was a 19-year-old, I debuted at like Mixed Martial Arts Federation of India Contender Series. Then I won that fight in TKO. Then I realized that
Yeah.
I can do better. Then after 15 or 20 days, I fought two fights in one day. Then one fight I won
Wow.
via knockout, and second fight was against someone international fighter. My coach didn't told me that he is an international
Yeah.
fighter. He fought in Thailand. I was just 19-year-old and he was 26 or something, and he was a kickboxer. And it was my first kickboxing fight. My coach didn't told me. I won the fight. After that, my coach told me that he was a international fighter. Then I was like, my confidence like it was on another level.
Skyrocket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let me ask you, how is MMA in India? How is it going there?
Right now, many federations are coming, like Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship, APFC. APFC is
Yeah.
coming in India right now,
Yeah.
and so many championships are coming in India, like IMF World Championship, Gamma World Championship. They are seeing the talents in India right now. Like before lockdown, there was not that much of events happening in India, but right now there are a lot of young guys, lot of young people who are watching. In India, the most famous sport is a cricket. People don't watch MMA fights. Like
Yeah.
if I say someone that I do MMA, they think I am doing something like WWE. Everyone know WWE, but they don't know MMA.
So what's the hardest part about training in India?
Hardest part in India, I don't see anything hardest. I think the only every other fighter who do training like in other country, I'm doing in my hometown. Just because my coach is international fighter and he's very skilled and very experienced. He's doing MMA from past 20 years, and he's guiding me, and he's very supportive. He's the one who saw something in me. That's why I don't see anything hard. And I usually, when I go to nationals, I meet with another fighter from another state, another cities. I see some struggle they are doing, but because of my coach, I don't struggle a lot in fights in my career. He's guiding me very
Yeah.
very perfectly because he's a well-known
Wow.
fighter in
So
India.
yeah, do you feel an obligation with getting started in India and fighting just starting to evolve there? Do you feel like it's your responsibility to continue that on?
Yeah, I think every other fighter and myself as well, every other fighter and myself, there is a responsibility on each one who is competing from India to represent the country, and show the talent that Indians have a fighting style too, and Indians can fight. As you know, in the UFC, we have one guy who got knocked out twice, and actually he's a good fighter. But when the crowd come, when the lights are on, the pressure, the nervousness, the whole country is watching
It's a
you.
whole different ball game when the lights come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. I think that's why he's losing. Otherwise, I see he's a very talented guy, and I think he can come back if he's able to recover from that knockout. Quillian Salkid, his last fight, he knocked him out in
Yeah.
19 seconds. He's a talented guy, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, when the light comes out, it's like not the best guy always wins. The best guy at the day wins. That's the game.
Who can handle the nerves? Who can handle the
Yeah,
pressure?
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a whole
Right, right.
different thing. Who is your favorite fighter?
My favorite fighter right now or overall?
Your favorite fighter right now and your favorite fighter of all time.
My favorite fighter right now is a Peter Yan. I copy his style a lot. And from
Yeah.
all time favorite, I'll go with the Robbie Lawler, Ruthless.
Ooh, yeah. Robbie Lawler is a good choice. I like his style.
I'm watching it.
Let me
I'm
ask,
watching it. Yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
there ever a time that you felt like you wanted to quit?
Actually, I had three injuries throughout my amateur careers. Once I broke my arm in a
Yeah.
training camp, like just
Uh-huh.
1 week before the national championship. That time everyone was forcing me
Wow.
at my home that you should quit, you should quit. But I didn't. I come back, I won the fight. Just after 1 year after that, I had a kickboxing bout. And at the first round, he kicked me
Uh-huh.
in the forearm. And that the same arm broke again in the first round. But I was able to win that fight somehow because I wasn't ready to lose that time because I said like he broke my arm, now I am going to broke his legs.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
So I
What
won
did
that
you
fight,
learn?
but
What did you learn about yourself in the injury side of it? What did you learn about yourself?
I learned that you shouldn't be doing a fancy stuff. You should be sticking on the basics. Like the last year, I broke my orbital bone. That also, like
Ah,
actually, I was about to quit the game. Like, but the stubbornness in me, like, no, I want to do this again. I can't quit
wow.
right now. I have to win. I have to fight. I love fighting. Then after 6 months, I come back and my recent fight, the last fight I had, all the 3 rounds, I didn't get a punch at one time. Not a single punch connected on my face. Just because I was sticking on the basic. That thing I learned.
Wow. What's something about you that fighting fans don't see?
I'm just really good at not giving up. People usually they don't see that in me. They think he's now going to quit. He's going to quit. He's going to quit. But I come back again. I come back again. I win. I lose. Doesn't matter. But I just want to show my art. How I learned. How I show. At the end
Wow.
of the day, what matters to me is like my art. How I am performing in front of the people who's watching me. My students, my family, my friends. They're watching me. That how much I love this game. I want to show the world how much I love this game.
Let me ask you, do you feel like the MMA media helps upcoming athletes?
Yeah, yeah. Like I told you starting at the interview that as a fighter, you should be promoting yourself a lot because at the end of the day, you are performing in front of a camera. Okay, when comes the camera, you are just like an actor. Like you have to promote yourself, you have to give interviews, you have to go to media, you have to show your skills through social media, not just fighting because we all know how much fighters are going to get paid and even in amateur, you have to pay to fight.
What?
In
Wow.
amateur, you have to
So let
pay.
me
Then you
ask
get
you what? Yeah,
like you are paying the fees. Then you are performing like
that's
almost 4 to 5 years. If the
that's
injury happens, the
crazy.
bills are on
Let
you.
me ask you, how do you over? Let me ask you, what was it or what is it that you use to help you deal with the fear or emotions going into a fight?
Actually, this is crazy. I think I do. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Like just before, like I'm performing in national
Uh-huh.
championship at 21st November right now, and that one thing I crazily
Yeah,
do. Like just 1 month before the fight, I start playing video games. Like I used to behave like a character in a video. Like I am playing a God of War right now, and I'm
yeah.
trying to behave like that character, that the fearless character, the viciousness, the ruthlessness of the character. I'm going to like involve in that character, and that helps me a lot. Like I don't know about others, but that's my case.
You know, it's funny you said that. I do the same thing. It's almost like you create like things to do to not
Yeah,
have your brain focus on the fear. And when you're doing the playing a video game or whatever, it's like you can be something that you almost want to be, and it can help you evolve into that.
yeah. I think you
If
have to
that,
be a like
so I completely understand what you're saying.
you have to be like what I can say like out of your mind. You have to be play a character
Yes.
for the much like you are going for a
Yeah,
war. You have to
100%.
yeah you are going for a war. You have to cut out every other part of your life for just 30 to 40 days. Just focus on the fight. Just behave like the war is coming. You should eat healthy. You should go training twice a day. You should focus on working only. You should read and you should do everything related to the fight. What is because it's all about mental. At the start of my fighting journey, I didn't
What?
used to do this. I used to do crazy things, but then I realized that no, this is not a physical part. This game is a mental. You have to be mentally focused when it comes to fighting.
100%. Tell people all the time, people think it's the muscles or that it's whatever. The
No, no.
brain and the heart, yeah, the brain and the heart are what a fighter is made of. That's where you
Yeah, yeah.
see who it is and what people are really made of. Because you can be strong, and when you get punched in the face, you can roll over and die. Or you can be the skinniest, frailest guy and get punched in the face and have heart and mental strength and destroy somebody.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what's one belief that you think has changed your mindset because of MMA?
Because of, can you repeat that question?
What's one thing that you have, one belief about yourself that you think has changed because of MMA?
I used to be a very aggressive. Like I used to involve in street fights a lot. Like I, when I just won my first contender series, like my first fight, I started involving in street fights in college. In then after some time, I was like, no, I shouldn't be doing this. I should stop. Nowadays, say sorry. Like if someone do something wrong, try to avoid that thing. Like I don't want to involve in fights. Sorry, it was my mistake. Like such words. I used to avoid fights on the street. Like now I'm calm down. I'm just only focused on training. Like outside the ring, I'm different. I'm very different. I'm very calm guy. I'm very happy guy. I'm very chill guy. I don't usually fucked up with people. I just usually normal talk and I don't involve in street fights right now. I try to avoid very
We're a
much
lot. We are a lot alike. I'm the
because
same way. Where do you want to take this as a fighter? How far do you want to go? What's your ultimate end game or dream with regards to MMA?
so if many fighters from India or around the world, they think they want to be a UFC champion, they want to be this, they want to be this. But my ultimate goal is to give my youth, give my energy from 10 to 15 years to this art, to perfect my art and show the world. The people should judge my art. How was the guy? How was this guy? How was this guy able to perform? Like people should judge me on my art. Like I want to dedicate my life to this combat sport, this art. I don't like usual. I want to perform in front of the best. I want to fight with the best and show my skills to everyone. I'm not planning to like just I want the belt, some belt, and my career is over. No, my ultimate goal is to give everything what I have to this art to perfect my craft. That's the ultimate goal.
What's the hardest battle that you've ever had to fight outside of the cage?
The battle with my family when I'm injured.
How do they feel about you being a fighter? Because I know traditionally in India it's about education and those things.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
do
yeah.
they feel about you being a fighter?
No, many people know about this is or not, but in Islam, punching on the face is not allowed. It's considered as haram. Boxing is haram in Islam. My family is a strict Islamic family, and believe that punching on the face is not allowed in like our religion. And I'm going against my religion, so they are always against me, and I'm always fighting with them. Like
Mad respect to you for following your heart and doing what you feel. That's a hard thing in this world. It's a very hard thing for people to stand on business and actually chase their dream. Awesome. That's awesome. Let me ask you, for every kid that is in India or kind of anywhere in the world, but more specifically India because that's where you're from. For the kids that don't have the resources, for the kids that are scared to chase their dreams, what would you tell them? I agree 100%. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the toughest things to do because we're taught that we're supposed to do all of these like things and follow these certain paths. Yeah. When it's all said and done, what do you want people to remember about you? Yeah, it's a stereotype. Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the things for me is bigger than you being a good fighter. I think it's you being a good person and chasing your dream. And I think what you're doing is setting up the youth and setting up kids from India to step outside of their comfort zone and be who they truly are rather than following a path. That's one of the things internationally, US, India, whatever. We have these stereotypes and we have this, oh, we've got to go to college, we got to have a 9 to 5 job. And I think that's where we have so many problems because people, yeah, people don't follow their dreams, follow other people's dreams. And when you're following other people's dreams, you're gonna forever internally be unhappy. And that's Front Porch Chronicles. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you have a great rest of your week. And that's Front Porch Chronicles, another episode. We'll see you next week here on the Front Porch.